Okay, guys, we're gonna show a little video about the problems that you've been having sometimes on the texture machine. Typical problem is the machine is dirty, right? And it got messed up. Either it's gonna be it's dirty through the holes where the air goes, it's packed up with material, or it is because you guys tie this thing too much, the air control valve. Sometimes you guys use this type of wrench, and this is no good. It's not recommended. Always try to use like small tools, you know, whatever it is. You know, like something they could use for small parts like this. You're not gonna use a big tool for a small part. All right. So first thing you gotta do, check the tip. Make sure the tip is clean. We have 3 different size tip. I'm gonna explain this real quickly. We have C, we have B, and we have D. Okay. What we use, I could say like 90% of the time is C. You don't want to use D because it's too big and it's not going to shoot right and spend too much material. Now B is it's not going to have the same type of residue on the spray powder, so this is not going to shoot the right way either. So the one that we always use is C. Always keep that in mind. Okay. The other thing is make sure to take this part and check the nozzle. Make sure that these holes are clean. If they're dirty, there's a way how to clean up. Find like a tiny wire to go through those holes, check all of them, and make sure it's clean. And then if you're gonna continue cleaning the whole gun, you gotta use this. The only piece we're gonna need a big wrench like this one. So gotta loose this up, right? Okay, once you take this out, you make sure that everything is clean. You might have some material there, but you know that's the reason we're pulling it apart. You know, the main purpose is to clean up everything, right? So I want to explain another little thing over here, which we have. This is the nozzle. We have 3 different sizes of nozzles, and I just found one of the jobs that a guy was using the wrong nozzle, and probably he didn't know. But we have number 1, number 2, and number 3, which what we use 90% of the time is number 2, which is we got the 3 right over here. Okay, this is number 2. This is the one that we use. Okay, this is number 1. Number 1 is only for fine texture. Okay, we're not gonna use on medium texture. This is the medium texture, number 2. So you see the difference over here. These holes are the same size. The difference is the little holes around which where the air comes from. Okay, the number 2 has a bigger hole than the number 1. Those are number 2, number 1. Number 3 we never use it because this is for a bigger texture, right? So don't get confused. All right, the other thing that we need to do once you got the nozzle out and you know clean up, you have to take apart the air valve control and make sure that everything is clean in there, and that there's a brown spot in there that is easy to mess up. And the reason that a lot of things that thing goes bad and it's not shooting right, the machine is not working, is because you guys sometimes ended up using a tool like this, which is not recommended. This what it's gonna do is mess up that part inside. Okay, so always use the right tool for the right piece, right? So take it out. Once you got it out, you see this is fine. It's working, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, it's flexible. So I'm gonna show you what's the difference when something is bad, it's damaged, because they use sometimes, you know, the wrong key. This one is bad, okay? This is tied up right there, it's jammed. You know, when they tie it really hard, it doesn't have movements, right? So all what it does is that. And okay, and a lot of times the other problem that I seen is this piece right here it just spin around, okay? And doesn't move this part over here because just spin around this a little pin. And the problem is because it's loose, and I guess probably a lot of you guys don't know there is a special key for this thing and to tighten it. If you see in the back of this head, it has a little hole in there that usually is full of paint. So you clean it and use this special L key. So you tighten it, and the way to tighten it, you gotta use a key like this one. I mean a tool like this one. You open all the way up, right? So that way with this nose of this tool, you hold it and don't tighten it, don't squeeze it too much because you might damage the pin just enough to not turn. Okay, so that's the way how you tie this thing. Once you tie it, everything is working. Okay, but the problem is this thing works, but the problem is over here, right? So the machine is not gonna work. So what you do, you're gonna have to loose this up, right? Gotta work like this one, right? If there is no way how you could fix this thing is replaceable. We could replace the whole thing. And a lot of times this pack, it goes bad. That's the reason we have to replace it, either this or the bronze part, right? Okay, so once that is clean, you're gonna take out the other part, which is the material control valve. I guess it's the wrong key. Let me check. Yeah, this is the right one. This is 3/4. Okay, it's loose. Okay, you got this out. Make sure that it's clean. The other thing you gotta do to get this gun completely apart, which is holding just in one pin, the two pieces, you gotta take the trigger first out, which you're gonna use small keys like this one. Gotta use one from one side, one from the other side. Okay, and be careful because this screw is easy to fall apart and get lost. So once you got that out, let's see. Okay, we got it out. Okay, now what you're gonna do to take everything completely apart, you're gonna use a key like this, which you can find in Home Depot, and that goes inside and fit perfectly fine, and twist it, and this is what it holds the whole gun apart. Okay, you got that thing out. Now what you want to make sure is to clean everything inside. What you see, you might have trash, paint, so you use one of these brushes to clean inside, right? Everything. So spray some WD-40 in there, make sure everything is clean, every single piece. All right, and then also you could check over here. Sometimes even, you know, you get surprised what, you know, how the material pack up so bad in the guns that we sometimes find material inside the airway, which you're gonna need a key. 1116 for this one, I think it is. Yeah, that's what it is. You take it apart. I'm not gonna take it apart because we know the gun is clean. I just want to show you. Take everything out. So you need to put everything back together. Once you got it clean, put everything together. Okay, use the same key to tie everything back. Make sure don't tie it too hard. All right, so that's already together. Now I'm gonna put the trigger back. Okay, You can use also the same little keys to tie the back. Okay, tight. All right. The next step, next thing you're gonna do, put your material control valve, right? And the reason you wanna do this one first is because if you put the air control valve first instead of this one, this is gonna be in a way to tight it with, put your key in there and tight it really good. So I'm gonna use the 3 1/4 key to tight it. Don't tight it too hard. Now you got that one on, you can pull back once you see everything is clean on the air control valve. Put it back together using a different size key, which is 5/8. Okay, don't tight it too much. Now once you got everything in there, put the nozzle back. Okay, this nozzle, if you don't screw it back all the way in where it's supposed to be, the other piece that goes after this is not gonna fit. So make sure that you put it all the way, and that's the only place where I already told you guys you're gonna use the big key to tight it, because that's the only one who grab it really good. And don't force it too much. Now everything is clean. Make sure to have WD-40 everything around. Put the other piece that goes in. Okay, this only use hand tight. Don't use any tool to tie this thing, because you need to have easy access to check if something goes wrong. Put the tip in there and put the other piece back in it. All right, now you know the gun. The gun is clean. Make sure to spray WD-40 everywhere. Everywhere it needs to be flexible. You know, the triggers need to be flexible, you know, different size. And over here where you have the control valves, this is supposed to be flexible, not really tight. Okay, this is what control air and everything. So you know that if it was like cleanup problems or damage, if this one doesn't work, and then you're gonna have to replace the whole air control valve, which is gonna be one of these, right? So that's the process, and I hope this video helped you guys to fix your problem, right?